Our next unit is going to be analyzing data and how to read data using graphs. So first, we have to know the three major measures for measuring data. We have the mean, which is also called the average. It's the sum of all the data divided by how many data points you have. The median, which is the middle, so you have to make sure always in the median you have to have it lined up from smallest to greatest in order to find the middle. If for some reason there's two numbers in the middle, you have to take the average of the two. And then mode, we have most frequently occurring. So if you have a set of data, whatever occurs the most frequently, that's the mode. So first we're going to find the mean, median, and mode, but we have to be able to read a frequency table. So this right here is a frequency table. So what this is saying is this is jobs offered and the number of students graduating from a college with a math degree. Now, in order to read this, this is saying that jobs offered 0 and there was 2 students. So if I were to write this out longhand, that means 2 students received 0 job offers. The next category, with 1 job offered, there was also 2 students. So 1 occurred 2 times. And then 2 occurred 4 times. So I'm going to write 2 out 4 different times. And 3 occurred 5 times. And 4 occurred 2 times. Now, you do not always have to write out the frequency table. However, sometimes it is easier to find the mean, median, and mode. So first I'm going to find the mean of all the data points. You could add up all of these and then divide by how many they are, but with a frequency table, there's a shortcut. So first I'm going to figure out what my total is. There's 2, 4, 6. There's a total of 15 different numbers. Now, 0 occurred 2 times, and then I can add that to 1 occurred 2 times, 2 occurred 4 times, 3 occurred 5 times, and 4 occurred 2 times. So that's the shorter version of writing out this, if I were to put a plus in between all of those. And I'm going to divide by how many there are, so there's 15 there. So that would be, if I add those all up, 33 out of 15, which the mean is going to be equal to 2.2. The mode, or the median we'll do next, will be if I just cross out 1 from both ends and keep on going, see which one is in the middle. Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Looks like 2 is directly in the middle. So my mode, or my median, is going to be equal to 2. And then my mode, I can look at the frequency table to help me figure out what the mode is. Right here, this is my highest number. That means 3 occurred most often. So mode would be equal to 3. So those would be the 3 central tendencies or measures of our data. Right now I want you to pause the video. Yes, pause the video. And attempt this problem by yourself. Find the mean, median, and mode. You should have got the mean equal 5.25, the median equal 5, and the mode equal 5. As you can see, when I did the median, I was in between both 5 and 5, but if you took the average of those two numbers, it's still going to end up being 5. When we have a set of data points, we could always have an outlier. An outlier is going to be a value that does not represent or is different from the rest of the data. Now, when you're looking for outliers, sometimes it's easily seen. Other times, it's not so easily seen. So the first thing you always want to do is put your numbers in numerical value. So if I put these in numerical value, I would have 56, 59, have another 59, 65, 65, 73, and 98. So how are you going to figure out if any of these numbers are outliers? You want to check the difference in between each number. So the difference in between 56 and 59 would be 3. The difference here would be 0. Here would be 6. Here's 0, 8, and here we have 25. Now most of the numbers are relatively close, except right here. That's a very large difference in between two numbers. So the outlier here would be 98. That would be an outlier. It doesn't fit into the rest of the data points. Next, we're going to talk about a graph, a box and whisker plot, that is going to help us read data. Now, I would draw this picture. I would also write this down if you are unsure what all of these means. First, this bottom number is always going to be the minimum. The top number is always going to be the maximum of whatever your data represents. This is always going to be your median, your middle. The other two lines that make up your box, this is the middle of your bottom data, and this is the middle of your top data. Now, the thing that's always going to be true about a box and whisker plot is that in each one of these sections, there's 25% of your data. So this section right here, this smaller box right here, this box right here, and this tail end right here. So each box and each whisker has 25% of your data points, no matter what. So in each 4 sections, they would add up to 100% of your data points. So right now, we're going to go over just the Key West information right here. So I want to figure out what the median, quartile 1, quartile 2, and the 2 different ranges that we have. So the first thing that you have to do when doing this by hand, yes, I say by hand because we're going to try using the calculator later, is you have to order the numbers. Then I want you to find the median. So again, median is going to be the middle number. So if I check off 1 from each side, it's going to be in between these 2 numbers. So I have to take the average. The average, if I add up 78 plus 82 and then divide by 2, that would be 80. My quartile 1 range, since I did not actually cross out this number is going to be included to find my median of my top data. So that means I'm looking for the median in between these numbers. So again, if I cross out the numbers, it's going to be in between these 2 numbers. So if I find the average, this would have given me 73.5. And then the same thing for the bottom set of data. I want to find the median of the bottom set. So I have to take the median, would be in between these 2 numbers, which would be 85.1 or 0.5. Sorry. So this is my quartile 1. This is my median. And this is my quartile 3. Now I want to find the range. There's 2 different types of ranges we have. We have just the typical range, which range is always going to be your highest number, so this would be 87 in this case, minus your lowest number. And in this data set, it's going to be equal to 18. Now the other range that we have is going to be our interquartile range, or you might see it as IQR. That's going to be your Q3 minus your Q1. So in this case, it would be 85.5 minus your 73.5, which would be equal to 12. And if you look at your data, right now, I could draw my box and whisker plot. This is my median. This right here is where my quartile 1 is. This is my quartile 3. So here are my boxes. And then the rest of the data goes out. My rest of the data goes out. I'm just showing you how this fits into 25% is in each location because there's 3 here, there's 3 numbers here, 3 numbers, and 3 numbers. Now when you graph this on a graph, you have to make sure to have your numbers lined up as a number line so you can see the spacing in between all your data points. Right now I want you to do the same thing that we just did. Find the interquartile range, the range, Q1, Q3, and the median. But for St. Petersburg, same number. So first thing you have to do is order them. So your median should have been 76, your Q1 should have been 66, Q3 84, and then your range is 24, and your IQR is 18. Now I would write down these steps in your notebook to make sure you have as a reference if you need to remember how to use your graphing calculator to do this. So if I were to do the same St. Petersburg numbers, but I want to draw a figure out the numbers on the graphing calculator, first you go to Stat Edit, and you have to enter all of your numbers, your temperatures, into your L1. Then you have to go to Stat Plot, and you have to make sure to have the plot, and you have to have it on, and you want to have the box and whisker right there. You want to make sure that your X list is L1 because that's where you input your data. And then your window values, you should make sure that they include your highest number to your lowest number. So in this case, you could choose 50 as your minimum, and you could choose 90 as your maximum. And the scaling here that in the book they chose was 5. That means each tick mark represents 5, 10, 15, 20, and so forth. So then you could push graph, and this is what it should look like when you graph it. When you use the trace button, then you can see what the numbers are. So you can use the trace button and put your little bug above the Q1, Q2, which is your median, Q3. That's another way to figure out. And we're going to be using our graphing calculators on a more regular basis because we should always try to use the technology that someone came up with. Make sure that you had great notes and have a wonderful day.